We're going live on YouTube again. Ah. It's the other hump day.
The other hump day.
Yeah. Michelle couldn't join us because she's doing a new group on Thursdays, but hey, that's fine because next week we're going to start doing the show on Wednesday. So,
Only on Wednesday for
and
the
only.
weekdays and not the weekend.
Mhm.
I mean, the weekends are a different story, but
Yeah, we're restructuring. Things change.
yep,
And hey, if I had no other responsibilities, I would just be on here every day with you guys because it's fun.
it is
But
fun.
things have been changing the last year or so. Well, definitely the last couple of months anyway. And so we're restructuring things, including our Zoom discussion meeting. So twice a month on Sundays, we were doing a Zoom discussion, and I changed the name to Coffee Social because Zoom discussion wasn't really that interesting sounding. And as soon as I changed it to Coffee Social, we had a bunch of people show up, at least the first time. And then this month we were going to try, hey, let's try doing Wednesdays, a Wednesday night and the Sunday ones during the day. And this is an opportunity for all of us to just hang out, bring our cards and everything. But more than that, it's our live Q&A for our members and our students. So you get to come and ask any questions you have about the course or just anything general about tarot, numerology, oracle cards, Lenormand. Usually Michelle's there to do Lenormand, and Charlotte here does oracle cards, animal communication. If you want to know about how the subconscious mind works, NLP, hypnosis, you name it, you could ask a question. You could also ask a question about, going pro, getting certified, joining the Tarot Guild, how to use our new Psychic Cafe website platform, because you can literally set up your own business, right there, especially if you're new and you don't have a website yet. You don't need one. Yeah, you get your own on here. We give you a custom URL and this is for all of our annual members and lifetime members. We brought lifetime membership back in January. So we were looking at, how can we kind of condense some things, and it actually worked out really well. So yeah, we're not going to be doing Fun Day Monday anymore.
I know, and fun day Thursday.
And
This
we're not
doesn't
doing
work out.
Thursdays. We're
So
not doing Thursdays anymore either. We're going to have Psychic Cafe live here on YouTube on Wednesday, which literally will be hump day. Probably a good day to do it, right? And then there'll be the occasional Saturday because Michelle, we would have like two Saturdays, but we always take the first Saturday off. Michelle's now doing three starting next month, starting on the 8th, the second, third, and fourth. Now, in some months, like in March, you're going to get a fifth Saturday, and we'll do a Psychic Cafe live then. And also every other Sunday. So you've got the angelic view on the first and the third. Well, the second and the fourth, we're going to do a Psychic Cafe live. That's when we were doing our Zoom meeting. So what we're going to do instead is combine them. Yeah. So we're not getting rid of them. In fact, it's going to be better. So instead of twice a month, some months once a month, having this live Zoom discussion where we all get together and you can ask questions and things like that. Now it's going to be 6, 8, 9 times a month because every Psychic Cafe live show here on YouTube. Okay. And Charlotte and I are on Zoom right now, and we're sending the Zoom stream to the YouTube studio and into YouTube. Well, if you're a member of the guild, you can join us now every time we do a show on the Zoom. Yeah, that's right. Now we're still going to have the chat room. Like I see Angela. Hi, Angela. I see Angela in
hi,
the chat
Angela.
room. we're still going to have the chat room on YouTube, and you can join us there, and we'll be chatting with you and everything. And you can ask questions and ask for mini readings just like normal on our YouTube shows. But if you're a member, you can come on the Zoom and either audio and or video. You could be up here with Charlotte and I. You can ask questions. You can get a reading. You can ask, questions from my course, questions about the Tarot Guild, certification, all that kind of stuff. And so it's like having a cafe social every Wednesday, plus every second and fourth Sunday, and every fifth Saturday and Sunday. So I think it's even better.
There's so many
What do you
dates.
think?
That's a lot of dates to remember. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you lost me after the first. Like, I
Yeah.
need a calendar. I need a big, like, I decided I need a big, like, desktop calendar where I can write down all this stuff on it, because it's just like, you've got it in your head, but I'm like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
what week is
Yeah.
it? Or like today,
Yeah.
even what day is today?
Today's Thursday. This is starting next week. So
No,
starting
I know.
in February.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the other hump day. So
Yeah.
start February, new thing for 2025. And there is a blog post on this. If you go to www.psychic.cafe, click on blog, and there's a blog post on it. Let me see what it's actually, the exact thing, and I'll actually get the link. It's blog. And of course, it's Psychic Cafe /social will take you to this blog post. I'll put that in the chat here. Let me grab that real quick. And I'll put it in the chat. And all the information's there. You can read it all there. Social. And then, of course, if you are a member, you can go to the members group. It's a private group for, the paying members of the guild. And one of the first posts there is about the socials, about the Zooms, right? And there's links there to each Zoom meeting. So you don't have to memorize all this stuff, Charlotte. You can just look there and it tells you the date and the times and has the link, and you just click it. And you can jump on here. You can do it even right now. Yeah, if you're a member, go to the group. I guess I should pop it in. Guild members. Guild members. There we go. So I think let me see if and look, I have it right there. So you see the new there. Wednesdays, so you can come every Wednesday, right? Second, fourth Sundays. And if there happens to be a fifth Saturday, like there will be in March, or a fifth Sunday, we will do them then too. And you just join us. And you can come on the Zoom. It's a discussion, Q&A, and you can get mini readings. And that's another change, because we never used to do mini readings during the social, but because
No, that was always a no.
right. But now that we're combining it, it's going to be our Psychic Cafe lives here on YouTube. So, and that's another thing, only members could go to the Zoom meetings before, right? So you guys are actually going to see the Zoom meetings. Anybody that pops in and asks any questions about the guild or Psychic Cafe or tarot in general, numerology, psychic development. And it's just that members, you have to be a member to actually be on the Zoom with us live, with your camera and your audio, or you could just do audio only if you want. You can even call in. I should get man, that makes it even more complicated. But it's like if you want to call in from a landline, just get a hold of me and I'll send you, give me your email address and I'll email out the whole shebang, all the local phone numbers around the world that you can dial into Zoom, and also, of course, the Zoom session number and pin and all that kind of stuff, so you can get in on the phone line. Emily popped in as well. Hey, Emily. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So before we do anything else, I'm going to get this cards of the day out of the way. I got the King of Cups and the Magician. I thought that was an interesting combination. So it's the power of emotional manifestation, right, Charlotte? I mean, it just flows. You get the emotional aspect from the King of Cups and manifestation, the Magician there. So what are we talking about? Well, like bring our emotions into alignment with our desires in order to manifest them into reality by aligning our emotional energy with our desires. We can create the reality we truly desire. you know I'm thinking that we should actually do that as one of the topics we've been talking. We started a whole list of topics that we're doing for 2025, little mini topics on the shows, which are now also the Zoom meetings. um,
Right.
because the emotional component is the fuel in the 4 steps of manifestation. The cups is one of the 4 steps, and we do the it's basically the 4 aces from the deck and the magician in the center. We make a cross, and you have the 4 steps right there. And of course, we've done classes on that before, but a lot of people are new, and we could add it as another, what do you call it?
Wasn't that one that we were going to do with Pamela? Weren't we
Well,
going to do
no, no,
manifesting? Was
yeah, but you got to understand there's a lot of different aspects to manifestation. She has very specific things she wants to talk about in regards to manifestation. And this, which I call the cross of manifestation, I came up with this like, 25 years ago or something. Um, this is just another aspect of it. It's talking about the 4 steps, but I mean, there's so much to manifestation that you can do little mini classes on, like half dozen classes on it. I don't even know specifically everything that Pamela wants to talk about manifestation. I don't even know when she's going to be back on next. It all depends on the calendar. um I can give you a guesstimate. I think we'll be doing a show. I know I would do it on the 9th, now that we're combining the shows and the Zooms. So we're going to have a show here on YouTube as well as the Zoom meeting, every second and fourth Sunday. I would say the 9th, but we already have Cooch Daniels booked. That's another big announcement. We've got Cooch coming on, and but the 23rd, we're going to do a show on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd. So we'll probably do manifestation with Pamela Steele on the 23rd of February. um but I know her thing is, God, I'm trying to remember exactly how she put it. Manifesting with tarot, um vision boards or BS. That's her thing. So she wants to talk about that, and how and why we can use tarot cards instead, I guess. I don't even know. It's her topic that she came up with. I'm very excited.
right?
So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pop up here real quick. See if Let me see if I can find this so that you guys can see. Where is it? Coochie.
And just while he's looking
Oh,
that up, I'm going to pop in and say
wrong place.
any interview that we've ever had with Tooch has always been so interesting and so worthwhile. I mean, I'm just putting that out there. She's incredibly
Yeah.
knowledgeable, and just her energy is just something that's like, it's so cool to just be in her energy, while she's here
Mm.
with us. So
And I'm
I'm
sorry.
just putting that out there.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry that I didn't have this prepared, but it's up there now. Author Cooch Daniel, Stars, Cards, and Stones is the name of her new book. And you can see the book right here. That's why I wanted to pop this up so you guys could see the book. And I'm going to do a blog post about it on the website. I do have it written up some places. Like it's already up on YouTube, the show, ready to go. And so this will be Sunday, February 9th, 2 p.m. New York, 11 a.m., San Diego, Los Angeles, West Coast time there. And this is great because we can ask her anything about astrology, tarot cards, rune stones, the book, why she came up with the book, how all these things relate. And because that's actually part of what it's called, the, what do you call that? The subtitle. Um, Here, let me doing this stuff on the fly, folks. Gonna go over to our YouTube channel and click on this show because in the description I have this all. Let me grab that link. And here's a link, folks, to grab her book before the show. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, let's try copying it a different way. I hate when it does that, puts all that garbage in. I just want the link. There it is. So it's psychic.cafe / stars, cards, stones. And let me pop on here. I'll pop it up here for you guys. There it is. Psychic.cafe / stars, cards, stones. A lot of S's there. So make sure you get that right. All these S's in it. That'll take you right over where you can grab your copy of her book. And the subtitle is Stars, Cards, and Stones. The subtitle is Exploring Cosmic Connections Between Astrology, Tarot, and Runestones. And so that was released by Red Feather December 17th, 2024. And we're going to get to interview her about that. Very excited. Very excited. So today's show, we are going to be talking about the 5 card yes no spread. It's the spread that I most often use here on the shows. Yes, and it's a very versatile spread that you can, you know, I use it for everything now. So we just did a show on the 3 card spread and all different 3 card spreads and how versatile that is, which you could just do 3 card spreads and not have to do anything else. But this is my go-to now. And before this, I was looking at like the Celtic cross and things like that, umpteen dozens and 3 decades ago. Anyway, and yeah, I was doing readings in coffee shops and the tables were only this big. And so I was like, how can I, cut this down? And that's when I came up with this idea for a spread that I call Tarot Squared. And that's what we're going to be doing on February 5th, Wednesday, February 5th. Michelle will be with us. And I'm going to show you a really cool spread where you can just read it like the Celtic cross, but it actually breaks down to a bunch of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3 card, technically 9, but 8 3 card spreads. So it's actually a little bit of a progression here. You learn how to do 3 card spreads, and then when you want to go to something bigger like the Celtic cross, you can do tarot squared instead, and it's 3 rows of 3 cards, and it makes a square. It kind of looks like a Rubik's cube. What did I used to always say? The Brady Bunch. Remember the Brady Bunch? And
Right.
they had them in the squares. Yeah. And that's kind of what it is. And it fits nicely on your table because it's just 9 cards, So we're taking the 10 card um Celtic Cross, which some people do like 14 cards now, and unbelievable, and we shrink it down into this. And my idea was, it was just logistics at first. But then when I started doing it, I was like, wait a minute, I got three cards, and I could read a 3 card for each of the positions, and it all works with the diagonally and across and up and down. And I was like, oh my God, this is like a whole new system. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday the 5th. Yay. So in between those two is the 5 card yes no spread. And I first came across this spread. Um Here it is, just 5 cards, right? 5 cards, yes, no. Technically, it's a yes, no spread, but you get so much more out of it than just a yes or a no. And that's what I really liked about it. I was reading Susan Blair Hunt's Tarot Prediction and Divination, Unveiling 3 Layers of Meaning, which came out in January of 2011. And I interviewed Susan right after the book came out. And this is one of the spreads that she gave in the book. Now, up to this point, I never liked doing yes nos anyway. In fact, I was the opposite. I always said, you shouldn't do yes no spreads. Never. You should never. And a lot of people still in tarot still say that, just use a pendulum if you want a yes no. And
Guilty.
Charlotte and Mary Brown and all of them, they get their pendulum out. And yeah, but this doesn't give you just a yes no. You get a lot more information than that. Now, there's a lot of other ways of getting yes no answers with tarot cards or oracle cards as well. um the most common is probably just picking a card, and is it a positive card, yes, a negative card, no, to you. Some people just keep pulling cards and laying them out until the yes or no just becomes very obvious and clear. That's another way to do it. Now, if you use reversals, a lot of people do upright and reverse. So upright cards are yes, reverse cards are no. And in fact, in all these different examples I'm explaining right now, if you do reversals, you could just do that. Even this 5 card yes no spread. I'm going to explain how Susan gets the yes nos in this spread, but you could just opt to do upright or reversed. I don't use reversals, and so that's why I'm using this system here. Also, if you search Mary Kay Greer's blog, she's got a wheel of fortune and the 7 cards. This is so long ago, I can't even remember what it was. And she had a yes, soon, delay, no version of a yes no spread too, so that might be worth looking into. But this spread I had never seen before till I read Susan Blair Hunt's book. I think it's out of print now. I don't even think you can get a copy of it unless you spend a lot of money. But here's how it worked. So basically, major arcana cards are all yes. So if it's one of the 22 majors, you take it as a yes. If it's a core card, it's a no. And then with the minor arcana cards, the numbered cards, odd numbered cards like 1, 3, 5, etc., 7, 9, those are all no. And even numbered cards are yes. So let's look at an example here. So here we've got let's see, we've got the Magician. I'm trying to see. Queen of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. We've got the 3 of Cups, and we've got the Ace of Wands. So the Magician card is a major arcana card, so that's a yes. Queen of Cups, court card, so that's a no. The minor arcana, four of pentacles, that's an even numbered card, so that would be a yes. The three of cups is odd numbered, so that would be a no. And then the ace of wands here, that's a one. Aces are ones, so that's odd, so that would be a no. So here you've got yes, no, yes, no, no. It's leaning towards no. And that's the beauty of this, because you're not just getting a yes or no, you're getting a strong yes or probable yes, a lot of different information. So, for instance, a definite yes, you get five yes cards, which is rare, right? Probable yes would be four yes cards and one no. And you could, of course, flip that. So if you get four no's, it's probably no. And then there's the maybes. This is where it gets really interesting. So you got three yeses and two no's. That would be a maybe yes. Or you could get three no's and two yeses, and that would be a maybe no. So it gives you a little bit more information. And I always say, well, if you're getting a maybe, if you're getting three yeses or three no's, that's where it's really muddled. That's where it could go either way very easily. So we look to the five cards to figure out why it's stuck at maybe, it's leaning yes or it's leaning no, and where to go from there. So you have a whole lot more information than just pulling a card and it's a yes or a no, which you can just do with a pendulum. like
Right.
Charlotte like Charlotte said. Now I started to adopt this a little bit, uh, make some little changes, as I used it more and more. So for an example, the aces, you see that ace of wands there, and technically the aces are a one, so we would take that as a no. But what I do with the aces now is I look at the context of the other four cards and the question being asked. And in some cases, I take the aces as a yes, because a lot of people in tarot think of aces as opportunity. They think of it as a positive card with, even if it's not fully like positive, negative, it has the potential of anything in that suit, right? The full potential of the suit, they say. So sometimes I'll take an ace as a yes. Sometimes I'll take it as a no. And it depends on what's going on, what the question is, what the other cards are, and my gut instinct. There's another thing, like with the majors. Sometimes I look at the major arcana cards and they're all supposed to be yes. But as we know, there are some negative major arcana cards. So, sometimes the tower will show up and I won't take that as necessarily a yes. It depends. Is it in the context of a question and we're looking at, say, a shift in foundations? That could be a yes. But if it's some other situation where, something unexpected has happened and it's more of a negative thing, well, I may take that as a no card then, right? So there's a lot of different cards in the deck that you have to work with them, play with them. You can go strict, like when I first started using this, when I first found this spread, I just went by Susan's strict rules of what was yeses and what was nos, which we can go back to, I think, really quick. Kiro, there it is. And, it's just, this became my go-to spread. I needed something fast and easy. I pretty much flipped 180 degrees on taking yes no questions because I was doing the radio show. So this is going back 14, 15 years. And I needed something I could get quick answers on the fly on the radio show. And now we're doing video as well here on YouTube. And you've seen me, pull a couple of cards sometimes. Sometimes I don't pull the whole 5 cards. Sometimes I get a yes, no question, and I do pull all 5. Um, and I switch things up here and there, you know. But this spread, when I came across it, I was like, this is perfect for the show because we get a lot of yes, no questions, but it gives me 5 cards to work with. So I get more information and I don't just get a yes or a no. I can see if it's a very strong yes, a probable, let's see. Did I have that? I don't know if I had it up. Where I lost it. There we go.
What are you looking for? Oh, there
The
you go.
Yeah, I was looking for the correct slide. And I like getting these more specific yeses and nos. Is it a definite yes? Is it a probable yes? Is it a maybe yes? Same thing with the nos. I really like that. And plus I have the 5 cards to work with. And so I started using it on the shows, and I used it on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows. And as I was using it, that's when I would, over all those shows, I started to see, well, technically that's supposed to be a no, but I can see in this situation, it's actually a yes. So you need to play with it and make them mean what you want them to mean to you, you know.
And that really, that is the key to reading cards, whether you're reading
Everything.
tarot
Yeah. It's the
or
key to everything.
oracle, is how you define how your deck talks to you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, because that's how the universe has things show up, is by what you've defined how the deck talks to you. Just like with the pendulum. I mean, you can tell your pendulum to go forwards and backwards for yes, and sideways, across for no. Or you can do it
Mm-hmm.
the other way. But it's all how what you tell your pendulum you want. So that's my pendulum. That's how I
Yeah.
program my pendulum is, yes is um out and back to the body, out and back to the body, and then no is across the body. But that's but and then I don't know is a circle.
Oh, okay.
But
So
but
even
yeah.
pendulums, you can get more information. But go ahead and adopt that spread to what fits, your language of reading the
Mm-hmm.
cards in your head. Like I said, you may use that concept, but go with upright and reverse. Yes, no. It'll still work. You may decide certain cards are, well, I'm looking at I'm sorry that the sun card's always going to be yes for me. The tower card's always going to be no, so if that's really strongly implanted in your subconscious, then you want to go with, what's your language and just adopt it. But my main point was that this is a great spread, especially when you're starting out. And, not only did I start using it on the radio shows, but after quite some time had gone by, several months or maybe even a year or two, I started just using it with clients, and I would pull a 5 card yes no spread, and then I would use 3 card spreads throughout the reading as they would ask different things and needed clarification. Sometimes pull a card or two, but generally it was always 3 cards, But I would do
Mhm.
that 5 card spread in the beginning and go from there, you know. Um, so the next one, our show Wednesday, February 5th, will go into Tarot Squared. And that's a very versatile spread too. You're not just locked into the um, Celtic cross way of reading it, but you can just read it as the Celtic cross.
That's your 9 card. That's your 9 card
That's the nine
spread,
cards.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically all I need. 3 card spreads, the 5 card yes, no, the 9 card spread. If if you're doing more, how do I put it? Flashy in person, fortune telling esque, fortune teller esque kind of readings, then that's when you would use the 9 card, really. I mean, I don't, I came up with the 9 card spread out of necessity. And that was like 10 years before I interviewed Susan and read her book and got the 5 card yes no spread. I completely stopped using tarot squared, and I just used the 5 card or a 3 card spread. Now, by the time I'm done laying out all these 3 card spreads and the 5 card spread, maybe another 5 card spread because she asks another or he asks another yes no question, I end up with 36 cards out on the table, maybe, you know, but I'm not starting out, putting out the grand tableau like in Lenormand or something like that. And there's like 40 cards out on the table and stuff.
Yeah.
But I still teach tarot squared because it's a nice little spread. It allows you to do the Celtic cross without having to do the Celtic cross with the cross and you know the staff and taking up this huge space. You can do it in a nice tiny little space, and then there's all these cool geometric things you can do with it because of the just the way it's laid out, and it just it made more sense to me, both because I'm into numerology and sacred geometry. So it just, oh, okay, tarot squared. So we'll be talking about that on the 5th. The 5th. What else did I want to mention before we I don't know if there's any questions. I think Angela has a question, and Jeff wants us to pull a card for him. Hi, Jeff. Anybody else have a question? Pop it in the chat. I know Emily was in there earlier. Before I do that, we'll just get this out of the way. Of course, I already mentioned, mark your calendars, February 9th. Cooch. Can't wait. Can't wait. And then that change with our coffee socials, our Zoom discussion Q&As. Now it's going to be all the freaking time. You can pop on any Wednesday, and the second and fourth Sundays, and the fifth Saturdays and Sundays. Anyway, the next show after, let's see, I'm looking at the calendar today. The next show is going to be Angelic View on February 2nd. There's no show on Friday. And the first Saturday, February 1st, is the first Saturday. We always take the first Saturday off. I got meetings. So the Angelic View, and then the 5th, Michelle will be joining us, and it'll be the Tarot Squared spread. And then Michelle's Mystic Corner comes back Saturday, February 9th. Yeah, there we go. So that's everything going on. Oh, and of course, I guess I should mention that because we have this change, and now during these lives, you can join us actually right here on the Zoom with your camera and ask your questions and everything, or get mini readings. But you have to be a member. So going back here, I guess I should, mention that we Still have the New Year sale going on, except that's my sessions half price for $49.99. I meant to go to the New Year sale slide. They both look the same. That's the problem. So you can join the guild for life. So instead of $78 per year, you pay $99 once or two payments of 67. You're signed up for life. Plus, we're throwing in my course for free and certification for free as well. Okay, so what's Angela asking in here? This is a bit random and off topic, but I've been practicing yes, no questions with dowsing rods. Oh, okay. Do you have any experience with those? I've not done, I know exactly what you're doing, but I've not done dowsing rods. Now, Charlotte's done pendulum. Have you ever done dowsing rods?
Uh, no, I had somebody come and try to use some to to find a water leak for me once, but I've never used them. But there's a gal that shows up on, I don't know how many other places she shows up. I see her on Instagram that does a lot of stuff with dowsing rods, and they're pretty cool. She just like people, I think she just takes like people send in a bunch of different questions and stuff, and so she'll maybe pick a topic for the day for her little 3 minute deal, and they're pretty cool. If it's a, she just holds them, and if it's a yes, they whoop,
Yep.
they cross, and if it's a no, they open up. And um yeah, I mean, I I can't spend any more money on have too many card decks and crystals. I can't add anything else to my
You mean
collection for a while. But
you mean getting
watching that
dowsing
chick,
rod? Do you mean getting
watching
dowsing
that,
rods?
yeah, watching that chick use those dowsing rods was is
Yeah.
pretty cool. And she always says, I don't know what she does to prepare because I haven't like dug that much into her. I haven't like gone to see if she's got a YouTube channel or anything. I think she does, but so I don't know what she does to prepare, but she always says thank you every time after she gets an answer. She always says, "Okay, thank you." So,
Hmm.
whatever guidance she's getting, or whatever
Yeah,
energy
so
is
that's
moving
psychic.
her
Angela
rods.
Angela said
She
random and off topic, but it really isn't. There's also
No, no,
muscle
it,
testing.
yeah, right,
Yeah. I was going to say, if you have a friend, just put your arm out there and ask, is this a yes or a no? And have them push down. And if you go weak, that's a no. If you stay strong, that's a yes. You can check your gut, close your eyes and get a gut, you'll get a gut feeling on right away on whether it's a yes or a no.
yeah,
Anyway.
but no, right, yeah, those dowsing rods are definitely uh, you know, can be used for the woo,
Mhm.
you know, and with
And by the way,
intuitive
you can
stuff.
make them yourselves. Just get wire hangers and just, snipper. I forget what they call those.
Oh,
A metal snipper. And then what
wire
you do is
cutters,
you
wire
bend it,
cutters.
you bend it so it's like you make the handles and then it comes out straight like that. So you want it so it's going to fit in your hand. And so you're just bending it straight, and you just make two of them, and then they cross when you're getting to what you're looking for. They douse for water and all kinds of different things. Anyway,
Yeah,
but let's get to doing a couple of cards here because we got to get out of here. We're actually, I was trying to end at 6:45 and at 6:47. So let's try to do this super fast because I know Jeff wanted us to pull a card. He just said pull a card. So we didn't ask a question. Pink Lady said, hi, Dax and Charlotte. Could you please pull a card for me? So do you have a specific question? I think that's Sandy. Do you have a specific question? Pop it in there, Pink Lady, and we'll pull cards. Or if you just want us to pull a card. Hold
Uh,
on.
so are we waiting for them to?
No, no, Jeff said just pull a card. So you can go ahead and pull a card for Jeff.
Okay, so we'll just ask the universe what Jeff needs to know.
What
Jeff
does
would
you?
like, that might help Jeff.
Oh, she just heard me. Yeah, it's me, Sandy. So, Sandy, did you have some kind of a specific question or area to look into or something, or you just want us to pull a card, see what comes up? Let us know in the chat real quick while Charlotte is doing.
So I got dances on 1 foot, a balancing act. I got this card the last show.
Oh,
Um, and it just talks about making sure you have balance in your life, um, in all things, in work, in play, in, and um ah, all my words just left me. So I'm because I mean, really, it's just pretty a straightforward card, but you can see where she's like on her tippy toe, and she's using, how you use your arms, like to keep your balance, and so it's talking about pulling in resources from the universe to help, you know, with that balancing act. So, and all the resources that you have available to you, really. Um, but it's also saying, stay away from, the thoughts of, oh, if I only had more, it's asking you to just know that life has provided you with everything you need. And now it's just a matter of putting it together in the right way. And and then, when you feel like you're losing your balance, um, don't pull into yourself. That's when you fling your arms out,
yeah.
keep your balance. And that's pulling in your resources that, you know, and when you put your arms out, things are going to show up for you because, you know, we do have everything we need. It's just a matter of acknowledging it, recognizing it, and then using it.
I've seen a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I haven't watched them all, but like you're in your feed and you're going through the feed, and I keep seeing these videos from different, many different creators, and they're all saying the same thing though, like it's whatever you're trying to manifest, it's already there. It is the message. It's like the message of the month. It's showing up everywhere. I'm not saying they conspired to do that, but it's showing up everywhere.
Yeah, well, and it is because it's just like instead
It's
of
already
saying,
there.
yeah, if something happens, you know, fling your arms out metaphorically and say yes. Say yes to spirit. Say yes to, and that is the key to manifestation is knowing that it's going to happen, seeing it, feeling it, smelling it,
Yep.
tasting it, whatever, feel the
That's why we
texture.
got that for the card of the
And
day, Charlotte.
yeah,
With the emotions, you got to get in emotional resonance with
yeah,
what you're trying to
yeah.
attract and feel.
Synchronicity.
What does it
Love it.
feel like when you already have it? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got one more is Sandy, Pink Lady. She said, just pull a card. Just pull a card.
And you
That,
noticed I limited myself to one card because I know we want to
yes.
get out of here. So
Yeah, we got a few minutes, but I want to get out of here as quick as possible. I did pull
me
one
too.
card. I did pull one card for her, but I went crazy with Jeff. It's just these things kept coming out. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to show what I got for Jeff just because I did. I got the Justice card with the Chariot. I mean, that is really good news. You know, the Chariot is moving forward. Justice says justice will be served. When you get these two cards together, it's, very success. And I got the Empress card for you too, which is the 3 energy, creativity, and communication.
Yeah.
So
So
use
again,
your
back to,
creativity.
yeah, just say yes. I mean, to me, that message right there is still like the
Mm,
biggest affirmation for just say yes.
yep.
Because, I mean, it's just told you.
Yeah. So
So, yeah.
pull a card for Sandy. I got the Sun for Sandy. Beautiful card to get. This is another, like what you just said, Charlotte. This is a literally, yes. Anything you're contemplating, just go for it. Things are going to be successful. I mean, you can't get a better card. That's what I got for you, Sandy. Let's see what Charlotte gets.
So we got this jeweled web card, which to me always come when I explain it, it always comes up a little bit different for everybody. But
Yeah.
when you look at a spider's web, how intricate it is and how many different paths along that web you can take. And this is saying there are so many options in life that if you like try to nail yourself down, if you get an idea in your head of this is how it has to be, this is what I want, this is the only thing I'm going to accept, you're going to be missing out on, you might be missing out on something really cool because you don't know what's there. And so this is, the jeweled web connectivity, but it's saying, this is really saying, um, try not to be so rigid in your thinking, because when you might land somewhere that just lights up and shines for you, and it'll be something that you had absolutely no idea. So, this is about the web of life and just and how we navigate through it and stuff. And so, just to, yeah, not be too rigid in your thinking and be open to what the universe lays out for you.
Yep. So,
So,
what was I going to say? Oh, don't forget, again, our next show won't be till Sunday, but it'll be the Angelic View with Maria and her new co-host Ginger. And
is that a recorded show or a live show?
usually the first show of the month is live. I expect that that'll be live. And she didn't send me anything as far as a topic or something like she did last time. So I think she'll, if it's recorded, she's gonna, let me know. Uh, and the other thing is it there? Okay, so the towers. Remember the 5th of February. That's the first one where, if you're a member, if you're watching this in archive right now, you can get the link on the private members group on Psychic Cafe on the website, and you'll be able to join us, and it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, at least till March. And then guess what? Everything changes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. But yeah, join
Okay.
us, if you're a member, join us on the Zoom on the 5th. We'll be talking about the tarot squared spread. I'm not going to go through the whole thing that I normally do with this spread, because it
Yeah, I
it
don't think we have enough time in one show to.
it would take too long, because
Yeah.
there's so much you can do with this spread, and but I'm just going to explain how you can get the Celtic cross out of it, and what the placements are, and then a little bit about if you do 8 3-card readings. That's the beauty of it. You got 8 3-card readings in 9 cards laid out. All
Yep.
righty. Thanks everybody that showed up. And remember, it's
Yep.
Wednesday,
Have a good
not Thursday.
evening, everybody.
Yeah. So no show on Monday, and we'll be back on Wednesday, not Thursday next week. So mark your calendars. Bye, everybody.
Bye.